Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to see the last unit of semester 3 analysis of bivariate data after the completion of unit number 3 measures of dispersion. Unit number 4 consists of two subunits correlation and regression. We in this lecture we are going to see the first sub point correlation. Okay, in the previous units, that is unit number 2 and 3, where we came across the situation where there are where there is only one variable. Okay, that is x. But from now, or from unit number 4, we will come across the situation where there are two variables, that is x and y. Okay, and the name analysis of bivariate data nothing but analysis of two variable by nothing but variable. Okay, but unit number 2 and 3 are also known as analysis of univariate data. Uni nothing but only one variable, and by nothing but uh, it consists of two variables. Okay, the there is we already know that there is some relation between sales and profit. Okay, that is sales, if sales is increases, profit will be also increases. Okay, or sales decreases, profit will be also decreases. Therefore we can say that they are correlated to each other. Okay, therefore we want to measure the relation or correlation between two variable, and the statistical technique correlation will help you to measure the correlation between two or more variables. Okay, the, there is definition of correlation. Okay, the first definition of correlation is a relation between two or more variable is called as correlation, and second is the study of existence, magnitude and direction of relation between two or more variables is called as correlation. In other words, correlation is a statistical tool which studies the relationship between two or more variables, and correlation analysis involve various techniques and methods and techniques used for studying and measuring the extent of relation between two or more variables. Okay, that is, if there is any relation between two or more variables is known as correlation, and whatever tools and techniques are used for measuring this correlation are known as correlation analysis. Okay, there are some types of correlation. First one is positive and negative correlation. Second one is linear and non-linear correlation. Third one is simple and multiple correlation. Okay, the we we are discussing the first point. First type of correlation is positive and negative correlation. The difference between the positive and negative correlation is just based on direction of changes of both variable. That is, if both variables are changes in same direction, that is, if one variable increases, other will be also increases, or if one variable decreases, other will be also decreases, then there is a same direction, that is both variables are changes in same direction. Therefore we can say that there is positive correlation between two variable. Okay, positive correlation is also known as direct correlation. For example, sales and profit, or advertisement and sales. Okay, as opposite to the positive correlation, the negative correlation uh, consist of such types of direction which is opposite to each other. That is, we can say that if the variables are changes in opposite direction, that is, if one variable is increases, other will be decreases. Okay, as opposite to the positive. Okay, then there is negative correlation between two variables. We already know that in the previous year there is some relation between price and demand. That is, price increases, then demand will be decreases. Therefore there is a negative correlation. Okay, the next point is, if changes in one variable is proportional to the corresponding change in other, then correlation is called as perfect correlation. Um, if both variables are changes in proportionately, that is if both variables are changes in positive direction proportionately, that is if one variable increases by 10%, other must be increases by 10%, or if one variable is decreased by 10%, other must be decreased by 10%, then there is a perfect positive correlation, because both variables are changes in same direction as well as proportionately. Okay, therefore we can say that there is perfect positive correlation. Okay, and if one variable increases by 10%, then other must be decreases by 10%, then there is perfect negative correlation, because there is negative correlation but both variables are changes proportionately. Okay, therefore we can say that there is uh, perfect negative correlation. And if there is no any relation between two variables, that is beauty of student and marks of student, there is no any relation between beauty and marks, therefore there is no correlation or zero correlation. Okay, the second unit second type of linear and type of correlation is linear and non-linear correlation. Okay, if both variables are plotted on the graph paper and the graph will be as a line or linear, then this type of correlation is linear correlation, otherwise non-linear correlation or curvilinear correlation. And last third type of correlation is simple and multiple correlation. The relation between or correlation between only two variables, then it is a simple correlation. And if there are more than two variables, then there is uh, this is a multiple correlation. Okay, there are some methods, sorry, there are some methods of studying correlation. First one is scatter diagram, Carl Pearson coefficient of correlation, and last one is Charles Spearman rank correlation coefficient. Okay, the first method of studying correlation is a graphical method, that is scattered diagram. If both variables are plotted on the same graph paper by taking uh, independent variable on x axis and dependent variable on y axis, the resulting diagram is known as scattered diagram. Okay, there is some sorry, there are some interpretation of scatter diagram. If the graph is, or sorry, as a straight line, or if the value of r, that is the correlation value of the correlation. Okay, if r is exactly plus 1, then it is interpretation is perfect positive correlation, or we can say that the value of perfect positive correlation is equal to plus 1. Okay, there are some values of correlation or ranges of correlation and its interpretation. Okay, the second method is Carl Pearson coefficient of correlation. Carl Pearson coefficient, and third one is Charles Spearman rank correlation coefficient. Okay, the difference between Carl Pearson and rank correlation is based on type of variable. Okay, Carl Pearson coefficient of correlation is related to the quantitative variable. Okay, and Charles Spearman, that is third point. Okay, Charles Spearman is related to the qualitative variable. Qualitative and quantitative variable we already seen in the unit number 1, that is quantitative which can be quantified and qualitative which cannot be quantified in certain type of measurement. Okay, that is we can say that Carl Pearson coefficient of correlation is related to the quantitative variable and Charles Spearman rank correlation coefficient is related to the qualitative variable. There are some properties of correlation, that is coefficient of correlation is always lies in between plus 1 to minus 1, that is the value of your answer must be lies in between plus 1 to minus 1. Okay, if your answer is r is equal to 1.2, there will be some mistakes in the calculation, that's why you have to take care about it. Okay. The second property of Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation is unaffected by change of origin as well as change of scale. Change of origin is related to the plus and minus, and change of scale is related to the multiplication and division. If a constant value is added or subtracted from each and every value of the variable of x and y, then value of correlation will not be affected. Likewise, change of scale, that is, if we multiply by a constant value to each and every value of x and y, then the then value of correlation will not be affected. And third property of correlation is Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation, that is small r, is equal to square root of product of the regression coefficient. Okay, this property will be more understood in unit number 4b, that is regression unit. Okay, we will consider in this next point.